Hi everyone, David Maley here from Tech Know-How, and today we're going to do something really cool and also something really important. Now, on the surface, it may not look that important, but what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the runtime for a block of code, and it's just the runtime, right? Who cares how much the runtime is? But if you're in IT or you're in data analytics or data science, you're going to want to know how long does it take to run a block of code, to run a process, to run a piece of a process, right? If it takes an hour, if it takes 10 minutes, if it takes 10 seconds, you're going to want to know so you can figure out, okay, I've got to run these five processes together. It's going to take, 10 minutes each. It's going to take 50 minutes. And then you want to get a range, right? Because sometimes when you access that data, other people are accessing it. In the real world, you don't just have your computer and your data. You have many people hitting a cluster of servers, which are virtual machines usually, and as more people hit that to do queries, and some of them are bigger, the thing is it slows things down. So let's take a look here. So what I have here is what I had in the previous video, where we're just looking at, we're loading in and looking at a pizza campaign data, right? And it's just your import pandas PD. It's in the previous video I just did. Data one equals, read this CSV of this pizza campaign, and then do the head of it once it's in a data frame. Okay, you can look at the other video if you want to see this more detailed and stuff. This is the code right here. This is the code above it, and this is the data below it. So now, what if I want to know how long it takes to sort that? Because in the previous video, I actually sorted it, right? I sorted it by a single column and a double column. So let's just say I just want to sort it by a double column. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this import time, and I'm going to use a start script, time at the beginning of my script, right? Time function right there equals start script. And then we'll have an end to our script, which is time function. So it just gets the time at each of those functions. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking the end script, which is this right here above it, and I'm subtracting the start script from it. So it gives me the total amount of time. And it's going to initially give it in seconds, okay? So I'm going to print it out in seconds, which is, to keep in mind, the first part, the time of the script, is an integer or a number of time, and you need to use the string function here to get it to be a string so you can concatenate it and add in nicely a print like this of seconds. And then you can also do it in minutes by dividing by 60. And then you can also do it in hours by doing the same thing as either divide by 60, or divide by 60 times 60 inside of parentheses is the same thing. And that will equal your hours. Now you could also do it by days and divide by another 24 to get how many hours are in a day in there. We're not going to go that deep into this function. The reason being is basically you're going to work with seconds, minutes, and hours. Most of your processes are going to run in minutes and maybe even hours, rarely into the days concept. So that's why we're doing this here. But you'll want to know, this is something very important to know for data scientists, data analysts, and data engineers, and coders, IT people, okay, is to know how to set this up. And then once you've set that up, you just stick inside it. This is the actual code from the previous video, where what I'm doing is I'm just getting this CSV, and it's everything of getting the CSV, putting it into a data frame, and then ordering it or sorting it in ascending order for two columns, date and then customer number. And then it's got everything in there that I had the way it did. And then it's just end script and then these script times. And if you run it, what happens is you get this. Since I've got it 3 times, print, seconds, minutes, hours, I get 0.009 seconds. In other words, this is a very small, very quick script, and it's also a small number of rows of data. If it was a massive list of 300,000, 3 million rows, it's going to take a whole lot longer. This tells me how many seconds, how many minutes it took, and then how many hours. And obviously hours, it's in scientific notation because it's got multiple zeros in front of it. I hope you found this interesting and informational. The main part here again is import time, start script equals time, and then end script equals time of dot time function. And then time of script equals end script minus start script. And then you just use that time of script in each one of these blocks of codes for seconds, minutes, and make sure you use the string command inside of there so that way you can concatenate it correctly and put a space right at the front of this of seconds. Otherwise, you'll have no space here. See it? So that way it's nice and neatly done. Thanks again for watching. This is a very important thing to be able to figure out how long your script takes. And yes, if you use public or company access data sources other than your computer for yourself, and you have multiple users, you're not going to want to just say, okay, this one time it's always going to be 6 seconds. That's not true. When you have multiple users and multiple people doing different things with it can vary widely. So you'd want to get a range and say, okay, I'm going to run it a couple times, see what it does. One time it ran, or just put this in your code when you do it, and note how long it takes. Then you can see how long it takes for each time. It's very easy to use this and take this part here and take the rest of it here, for whatever part you want, minutes, seconds, hours, whatever, and add that to your code. Put your code in the middle, you're good to go, and it'll tell you exactly how long it takes each time. Thanks again for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share, and have a great day. Thank you.